What is up, guys? We're going to be looking at the new Phasmophobia update that just came out March 6th. Yes, it's a huge update. They added a whole bunch of stuff to the game, so I'm going to be going through it with you guys. If you guys like these types of videos, make sure you drop a like on the video, subscribe for more, and let me know in the comments if you guys are enjoying this so I can keep updated with the games that we're playing. Alright guys, let's jump right into it. There's a ton of stuff to cover. We're going to be going just top to bottom through it. First off, there are some new additions. Accessibility page where you can swap your sound to mono. That's a pretty good update. This is the biggest thing, is adding a button to select the contract difficulty rather than it being random. So the amount of contracts that you'll be able to do is still random. Like, you might only be able to have 3 maps, but when you pick that map, you'll have the ability to choose either amateur, intermediate, or professional yourself. So no more having to redo lobbies until you get the type of difficulty you want, as long as you can get the map you want, which is that's probably the best part of this update right now, is this second line. Added a button in-game options to change the ports the game users. A lot of disconnects. Okay, yeah, we've been having some problems with disconnects, but hopefully that fixes it. Text on the sanity monitor to show the average sanity of the ghost users to the hunt. That's pretty good, because you can just take a quick look at the board, because sometimes you're just running in and out. Quality of life improvements, let's get on to those. Improve the server and contract selection navigation on gamepads. Oh, that's cool. I think it's for VR. You can now enter the room invite code with the keyboard numpad. Oh, that's cool. Added a button to add the max amount of. That's probably the best update. So we've played on this newest update. So now when you're adding items to the list, you can just click all next to the item, and it'll add all of the items that it's able to add that you have to the list, to the equipment list. Server region, so now you can see if you're in the US region or anything else. Delay for closing truck door once it has been opened to prevent trolling. That's funny. Changing character will no longer on ready. That's pretty good. Add an "Are you sure?" check after clicking the training button on the menu. Okay, so you won't accidentally hop into some training. That's pretty good. Ghost AI. So they've improved. They did basically like an overhaul on the Ghost AI. We're going to be going through it. We noticed right away when we hopped into a match that they were redoing, that it was a huge overhaul. So the ghost will now follow you around corners if it has lost sight of you rather than searching random locations. So it's going to go to like your last known location around a corner and see if it can find you. The ghost will now listen to players' voices when hunting and will search those locations. This will not work if you are not the banshee target. So this is huge. So it's gotten both of us killed now because we were talking while hiding and it could hear us. So now when you're hiding, you actually have to be quiet. The ghost can now open lockers and closets outside of the hunt. So it does that all the time. It's super fucking scary because you don't know if it's hunting or not. The ghost will now open doors, closets, and lockers during hunts. This can be stopped by holding the door. However, the ghost can still walk through the room doors like usual. So you got to be quiet and hold that door shut. Slightly increases the ghost chance to wander on all difficulties. Yeah, so we noticed that the ghost is a lot more, it moves around a lot more, let's say. It's in a lot more locations. Even if we're getting readings in one room, we'll see like apparitions in like the hallway next to it, or down the hall, or in a room adjacent to it. The ghost will now search around the location it last saw a player rather than searching a random location. Yeah, so it's going to be using your position, your last known position. That's huge for the AI. The ghost will now target any player that gets close to it whilst it's already chasing another player. So it can change its target depending on who's closest. You can't just run up next to it and snap a selfie. So now we're going to go through gameplay changes. Professional difficulty, you'll no longer be able to know if it's going to respond to a group or a person, which is terrifying. It's going to make professional actually a little bit more difficult because you won't know if it's going to start hunting if you're in a group or not. The power now always starts off. We noticed that is a big hindrance right off the bat, because being able to have those lights on to navigate, especially the bigger locations like prison and high school, is huge. Remove dirty water objective. Yes, thank God, because we maybe got that objective once. But yeah, so you could still take a pic of the dirty sink, and it'll still count for like money and stuff, but it won't be an objective. Remove the temperature objective due to temperature changes listed below. Yes. Okay. That's something. So we noticed that. So now we dropped into high school, and basically the whole high school was cold. And we were freaking out because we weren't freaking out. We were very confused because we didn't know which room to go in. But then we found one that was like 17 degrees, whereas the rest of the school was like 40 degrees Fahrenheit. Activity monitor now show an estimated value rather than true value. That's pretty good. I think that that's better than showing the literal value, so it's a little bit more, you can't just say what's going on. Glow sticks will now have the same brightness when you are holding them as when they are thrown. That's really good. Improved movement of ghost orbs so that they stay inside the room longer and are easier to see. Okay, that's great, because we've been having problems trying to know if we're actually seeing ghost orbs or if we're just not putting the cameras in the right places, so that should help a lot. EMF readers will now give random values during hunts, similar to how the flashlight flashes during hunts. Oh, okay. So if your EMF's going off as well as your flashlight, that's how you know it's hunting. That's good to know. The ghost appearing and walking towards you will now count as a ghost event. That's amazing. And it's also great for pictures. Dead players will no longer count towards the average sanity. Instead, alive players will now lose 15% sanity each time. That's a cool... what's it called? Addition. The fact that everybody's going to lose 50% sanity. Wow. Okay. Lower the resolution of the photos to help with lag spikes when taking a photo. Okay, that's good. The $50 photo reward reward challenge has been changed to be a total of $50 reward over multiple games. That's pretty good, because getting a $50 photo is pretty hard to do. Banshees will now hunt like other ghosts and target any player when its target player is outside. Oh, so if it's targeting you and you're outside, it'll just go to the next. Okay. Improve the bone spawns to help prevent it spawning in unreachable locations. Okay, that's good, because we have noticed, we played a lot last night. We noticed that we were finding a lot more bones, so maybe that's why. The temperature mechanic changes. So yeah, they did a big change with all the temps, which we didn't really realize until we hopped into a game. Lower the rate the thermometer updates its temperature from 1 second to 2 seconds. So you have to actually hold it on a location so you know what you're getting. Slightly increase the temperature variations that show on the thermometer. So it changes, like it'll range now between like 40 and like 70, I noticed, rather than just staying stuck at 60. All rooms will now start with slightly different temperatures. Yes, so we noticed that. If the power is off, the temperature that's why. Okay, so if the power is off, it's going to drop down to 40. Yeah, okay, that makes sense. If the power is on, the temperature in every room will slightly raise into the room where it, unless the ghost is in the room where it will still drop. Okay. Professional difficulty due to power starting off. Yeah, okay. So since the power is off in professional, all the rooms are going to start off at 40 anyway, or 41. We noticed that it ranges from like 39-ish to like 45-ish. Each room will now change the temperature at slightly different speeds. Okay. Lowered speed temperature. Lower the speed temperature raises in rooms once the power is on. Okay. Lowered the speed that the ghost lowers temperature in the room it's in. Okay. Freezing temperature ghosts will now reduce the room's temperature at the same speed as other ghosts. This means that when the power is off, all rooms, including the ghost room, will have similar speeds. You can't just rely on temps. You have to bring other stuff with you. Parabolic mic changes. The range has been increased from 8 to 30. Wow, that's a big jump. 22 meters. The width has also been increased by 4 meters. Wow, that's great. Give you the direction. And not exactly where to. Oh, okay. So it's a little bit less accurate, but I think that's better. Yeah, I was going to say, I had hoped they reduced the size because that thing was huge. Improved how the parabolic microphone and the sound sensors hear player voices to be more accurate. Okay. Increase the time sounds can be detected on the parabolic or sound sensor from 2 to 3 seconds. Okay. Fix several sounds that were not being heard by the parabolic microphone. Okay, great. Non-VR changes. That's us. You can now place candles similar to Ghost Writing Book. Awesome. Flashlights and UV lights will now turn on when swapping items. Yes. Thank God I noticed that. So now when you put on your flashlight and you switch items, it doesn't turn off the flashlight. You don't have to turn it on every time you switch your item. Swapping items will now... Yeah, okay, perfect. Tripods will now always get placed directly in front of you to prevent situations where you could place them into unreachable locations. Okay, cool. So it's going to just place in front of you instead of getting tossed into a corner. And then a whole bunch of VR bug fixes. We don't play VR, so I'm not going to spend too much time on the VR one. If you want to look through it, feel free. You can pause it right here. Prison and asylum bug fixes. Thank God. Whole bunch of bug fixes in prison. Sorry, this one. There we go. We're not going to spend too much time just looking at the bug fixes. Asylum, some bug fixes, and they moved the light switches in reception to make what they do clear. Yeah, okay, perfect. Moved most CCTV cameras to help with FPS when in the truck. Awesome. Yes, a whole lot of bug fixes. We'll take a look at some of them. Cell block exit doors would unlock during hunts. You couldn't take photo of fingerprints. Okay, that's awesome. On the cell doors when it was open. Okay, great. Main hallway lights wouldn't flash during a hunt. Okay, so now it'll be more clear. Ghosts get stuck on the cell block benches. Okay, cool. Yeah, so it seems like the same fixes for Asylum. Load time improvements. Move the lights. It seems like they moved a lot of light switches in the CCTV cameras to help with the load times. Thank God. Several changes to most rooms to make them easier to navigate and to remove safe spots. Oh. And then just a whole mess across. A whole mess of just bug fixes. This was a huge update. I love to see updates like this, especially on a game like this. I'm loving it. I can't wait till they put out some new maps, maybe. Oh, we're still doing new maps because we're still unlocking them. And we're still trying to learn some of the newer equipment that we unlocked. Yeah, I'm going to just scroll through it. I'm not going to go over this too much. Because, I mean, it's just a ton of bug fixes. When you hop on the game, you notice, like, it's a whole bunch of basically a big quality of life update along with all the other stuff. Yeah. Okay, perfect. All right, guys, so that was the update. I'm going to scroll back through it. If you guys want to pause through it, check out any of it. I hope you guys enjoyed me going through this. Like I said, I like to do these videos so I can learn more about the games that I'm playing so I can be better at them, especially games like this where it's like you have to know a lot about the game to be good at it. If you guys enjoyed this type of video, make sure you drop a like on the video. Subscribe for more if you haven't already. Check out my videos if you guys haven't. I now have 3 funny moments, best moments videos out. I think they are all hilarious. I heavily recommend you check them out if you haven't yet. Yeah, I have a couple more to go still, so don't worry. They're going to keep coming. Yeah, I hope you guys enjoy this. I hope you guys like going through the updates. Sorry about that. Yeah. So, again, if you guys tune into the video today, and if you want to see more of this, just let me know in the comments. If you guys want to see more of the videos, anything at all, guys, let me know in the comments. I love any of the feedback. Yeah, I appreciate you guys hanging out for this whole video, and I will see you guys in the next one.